What's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another stock talk. We got back-to-back stock talks. A lot of exciting things happening in the market. As I'm sure you guys can assume from the title, we are going to be covering EV stocks today. So we'll go down the line over here on the watch list. So Nikola, Tesla, and Nio. We'll take a look at each of their charts. And then I have some news articles that I want to show you guys in regard to Tesla and Nio. There was definitely some news out there on Nikola, but nothing I felt was necessary to cover. So we'll just take a look at the chart. But before we dive into that, as always, if you guys do go on to gain value from this video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave the video a like and subscribed if you're not already. And if you are, thank you very much. Okay, so let's dive straight into Nikola. If you guys did watch the analysis on Nikola I did a couple days ago, you would know that this is kind of playing out as I expected. Not the exact timing. I wasn't very precise with my time frame, but I did know two things. Nikola's a bubble, and a lot of times bubbles will see two waves. Okay, so we have this parabolic move on Nikola. Again, it went straight to outer space, shot up to a high of what, $93. It's insane. Okay, so it shot up. It did correct over the past day. Today it had a pretty rough day, so it was down a total of 18%. Not sure after hours. What was it after hours? So after hours, can't see, but I don't know what it did after hours. Actually, I didn't check. But down, let's call it 20% today. So a very significant down day. Not surprised at all with the news that actually came out from Tesla that we will cover. So Tesla was the catalyst for sure that popped this kind of first round of the bubble that Nikola has seen. So not surprised at all based on the news Tesla released and the fact that Nikola had exploded, that it did see a significant pullback today. But it is playing into that theory I have of the two-wave bubble, right? We see that parabolic move down. You'll see a correction usually caused by a catalyst, again, Tesla's news in this case. So Tesla news kind of popped this first wave of the bubble. It saw a correction down 20%. It might move down a little more. If it does move down more, I wouldn't be surprised to see it hit maybe like the $55 to $60 region, around where it saw its first high a couple days ago. Okay, so it's crazy. This feels like this stock, again, time is going so slow right now. Okay, so again, I wouldn't be surprised to see it come down if it does continue to draw down and correct itself, to come down to like the $55 to $60 region, because that is where it saw its first high prior to that first red candle, hourly red candle at least. And yeah, so I think that would be a fair region if it does continue to come down. But I do think that once it hits that level, it will probably go sideways, if not bounce right off that level and come back up. Okay, so to sum this up, I do think Nikola will see another significant move up. Again, there's so much hype behind EVs right now. There's a lot of eyes on them. There's a lot of retail traders in these, kind of jumping on the bandwagons, which definitely is what causes bubbles. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if it does come down another $5 or $10. But I do think that over the coming days, maybe, I'm not guaranteeing anything, you guys. You guys know that, but I do have to remind you, not investment advice by any means. This could very well not happen. This could come crashing back down. But I do think personally, and my money is on this, that it will come down. It will draw down maybe a little bit more, but maybe go sideways for a little bit and then have another significant move upwards. Okay, and I wouldn't be surprised, again, just in this bubbly, just in this current market ecosystem, where there's so much irrational action, to see this hit $100 and maybe even break $100. Okay, so that's what I think is going to happen with Nikola. As always, time will tell. That applies to everything, so we'll just have to wait and see, but that is my personal opinion. All right, so let's go down the line to Tesla. Big T broke. That's crazy that Tesla broke $1,000 today. All right, so see this huge gap up today. Closed the day at 10.25, so $1,025. So definitely blew past 1,000. That's crazy. That's such a pivotal point for any stock. It's crazy to think how far Tesla has come so fast. And I do want to say right off the bat, and I've always felt this way about Tesla, okay? I love Tesla. I love the brand. I think it's a great brand. I love the mission. I love what they're doing for the planet. I think electric vehicles are an inevitable step into the future. I love Elon Musk. I think he's personally one of the most important people on this planet. But that all said, I think Tesla stock is extremely overpriced. But again, I'm not surprised to see it reach these levels with just this current market landscape. All right, the economy and the market are different. That's very evident based on the past month in this market. So it's not surprising to me that it hit it. Congrats to Elon. Congrats to the team at Tesla for hitting $1,000. That's huge. But if I was to take the over under, what the heck did I draw over here? It's been a while since I've actually looked at Tesla on TradingView. I don't usually trade this stock. To be completely honest, I have the times I have traded it in the past few months, I have tried to short it. That is why I never try to short Tesla anymore. Don't fight the bull that is Tesla. And I've been squeezed out. I've just been shut down every time I try to short it. So I'm not going to try to short it anymore. But it is looking tempting right now. To be completely honest, if I was to take the over-under on Tesla right now, I would definitely take the under. In a month from now, if you were to ask me, again, put your money on the fact, will Tesla be over or under $1,000 by the end of the month? I think it would for sure be under. So, you know what, maybe I won't learn from my mistakes and take out another put option on Tesla, but we'll have to see how it plays out. Definitely not today. So much momentum behind this stock. And let's look at the news that was the catalyst for today's price action that pushed Tesla beyond $1,000. Okay, so Tesla stock surges past 1K on Elon Musk's push for Tesla Semi. So this is a spite move straight up to Nikola. So I'll read you guys some of this. Shares of Tesla Inc. rose more than 9% on Wednesday after Chief Executive Elon Musk urged company to go all out on the production of the Tesla Semi, its electric freight truck, amid a surge in investor interest about an emerging competitor. So that emerging competitor is obviously Nikola. One of Nikola's key drivers or their key vehicles is that semi truck. So it is not surprising at all that Elon came out and saw a lot of Nikola's success, saw a lot of their success, and was like, no way, I can't allow that to happen. And just straight up said that they are coming out with the semi. Okay, so this is Elon Musk, fantastic businessman, fantastic entrepreneur. Arguably, though, a better marketer. Okay, this guy knows how to pump his stock, and he successfully did it, and successfully tore down the competitor who is getting kind of like pulling the exact same cards that he uses to pump his stock. So again, Nikola popped up initially on the news that they were going to release reservations for the truck. So exactly what Elon did with the Cybertruck. You pay a $100 deposit, you get a place in line for when they actually go into production. But again, Elon, I heard a podcast, I think when he was on Rogan, he doesn't even know when the Cybertruck is going to go into production because of the current crisis. So this is literally all marketing. You're not actually buying anything, and this is all literally, it's all just words as of right now. Obviously, they are reputable. Tesla at least is. They will fulfill their promise eventually. Who knows when? But again, these two stocks are such, and I'm going to say they're culty stocks. They have very passionate investors behind them, super passionate. So that's why again, now I've learned my lesson. Maybe not, we'll see. Not to short these because there's so much just strong hands holding this stock and so many passionate people involved with these stocks. Okay, so again, maybe I will keep you guys posted on my thoughts on Tesla. I do expect it to pull back, but I don't even know. To be honest, I don't even know anymore. I for sure wouldn't invest in Tesla. I'm not invested in Tesla. I wouldn't touch it right now. It's crazy. What's Tesla's valuation at? So market cap of 190 billion. That's obviously far larger than literally every other car maker combined. They're not just a car maker. They're a solar company, etc. Whatever you want to ramble on about Tesla about. Great company. Again, I do think the stock is overvalued though, and I personally would not touch it. All right, so all that said, let's go on to Nio. Nio is a Chinese auto. It's the Tesla of China. It's very hard to call it that because they're nowhere near as advanced as Tesla at this point. And this is also a stock that I have shorted successfully in the past because they have seen some definitely some shady action. Probably back here is where I short it because, again, I haven't looked at these in a while either. I actually did take a look at Nio Stock the other day. I haven't drawn anything on it, but around here I'm have to assume is when I was shorting the stock. So Nio is, again, a Chinese company. It's a smaller company. I think they only have a market cap of around 6 billion. Or so 5 billion as of right now, which is pretty solid, considering they were a third of that size not too long ago, back in April. But again, there's so much hype behind the EV space right now. I think the news that caused this because as you can see here, it popped up significantly over the past week. Okay, so Over the past week, it went from just about $5 to $6. So, I mean, that's over a 20% increase. Doesn't seem like much on dollar terms, but you always have to think in percentages. So it did increase significantly percentage-wise, and it's because of this. This is the weirdest. I don't know why whoever wrote this article chose to use this picture because it's completely irrelevant. But this is the news that was the catalyst for Nio's move up earlier this week. So Nio posts record May deliveries, blue skies ahead for the stock. Today, Nio, and this is an older article, so this is released about a week ago, but announced its May delivery numbers. The company delivered about 3,500 vehicles in May. The number implies an increase of 215% year over year, record high monthly deliveries for the company. So that's very impressive. If you're looking at any company and the financials of a company, it's always important to look at their year-over-year growth, okay? And that's a very important metric to look at when establishing the financial well-being of a company is their year-over-year growth, all right? How much are they growing? So again, Nio is a young company, it's a smaller company, but a 215% year-over-year growth is extremely impressive. What I do want to say, though, is that with these Chinese companies, again, Nio has faced some significant lawsuits and legal troubles in the past. That is why I have shorted it a few times, and the stock did pay the price for it. But again, you have to understand that these companies like Tesla, again, okay. So I want to get to this first, which is the reason that Nio fell. Okay, so I was going to say that sectors move together, and a lot of times they do. So if Tesla does well, a lot of times Nio, and probably in the future, not as of right now, Nikola will do well too. Okay, so a lot of times sectors, this applies to almost all sectors, they will move in synchrony, although they are competitors. But let's look at the reason Nio fell today. Okay, so struggling Chinese electric car maker Nio seeks US $344 million through sale of new American depository shares. The New York-listed electric vehicle maker will offer 60 million new shares as coronavirus and increased competition heightened fundraising needs. Fundraising comes just 2 months after new strategic investors agreed to inject 7 billion won, which is like $1 billion of cash into the business. All right, so Nio, that's what makes me hesitant about this information. I didn't finish my thought earlier, sorry, because I was thinking about this article. But Nio, again, they've done shady things in the past. If you guys are familiar with the Luckin Coffee scandal, alleged to be the Starbucks of China, they just completely forged their numbers. Like, it was a completely fraudulent act. They scuffed their numbers. They were completely fake numbers. And the stock went to the moon because they were lying about their numbers. So that's the thing about these, like obviously there's so many good Chinese companies, and I'm not trying to rip China at all, but it is just something that has happened in the past that you should be aware of. There's less checks and balances for us U.S. investors in terms of these small Chinese companies. So just be careful with the news that they release. Like, we don't know if this is valid or not. I mean, there might be some ways to verify that. I haven't done it personally, but just be careful on the news you read in regards to some of these smaller, very promising, very revolutionary Chinese companies. Okay, so again, it makes sense that after that news of their amazing deliveries, they chose to release more shares. So they drove their stock price up and then announced that they were releasing more shares that the stock price was at after they drove it up. So that's bad. This is a South China Morning Post that kind of sounds like a hit piece, to be honest. The title is very, it definitely has a negative context to it. So cash-strapped Chinese electric car maker Nio said it expects to raise up to $350 million from a new share sale of 60 million American shares. Nio said in a prospectus, that the estimate was based on its last closing price on June 8th of $6. All right, so that's the thing about these. It's shady initially. This is the same thing that happened to Moderna not too long ago when they announced their secondary offering of shares. Whenever you issue new shares at a certain price, it's going to be very hard for the stock price to climb above the price that they're issuing new shares at. So that's if we look at Nio charts, what are they at right now? They're at 629. I mean, because there is so much momentum behind EVs, it could still go up just because that is the nature of the market right now. Everything just goes up. All stocks just go up. That's the name of the game right now. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be completely surprised, but usually it would make sense for the stock to float around $5.97 for the near future. All right, so we'll keep an eye on Nio. Again, always be cautious with these, but also always remember that if Tesla's on a rip, if Tesla's ripping, a lot of the time Nio will rip as well. Okay, so I think we'll close it off there. I am making a video tomorrow talking about why I believe there will be another crash in the market. And then it's not just that. That sounds kind of like it's glamorous. Obviously, I'm trying to make like the title glamorous, but I will be talking about why I think the market, like we talk about bubbles on here a lot on the channel, right? So Moderna bubble, not necessarily bubble, but Nikola definitely bubble. Cryptocurrencies bubble, cannabis bubbles, everything bubbles. I think this current rally in the stock market is a bubble, and I have mentioned that many times about why I'm skeptical on the economy. And though there are different things, I think that at some point the markets will be caught up to by the economy will catch up to the markets and cause the markets to significantly fall. And then I'm going to talk about how the retail investors, so all the Robinhood traders that are getting into this game, are like almost beating out the hedge funds. Okay, so keep an eye on that, because again, that will impact the entire market if we do see a collapse in the S&P and Dow and stuff. So I'm looking forward to making that video, because I do really want to get that point across about my kind of general stance on the overall market. So keep an eye out for that. As always, again, I'm not playing with Tesla, but if I do end up taking out some shorts on Tesla, you'll know and you'll also know my current positions on Nikola and Nio, if you check out the complete portfolio course and newsletter. Okay, so it's the first link down in the description. It's exactly as it states. It is a complete breakdown of every call option, put option, stock position, even cryptocurrencies I have in my entire portfolio. Along with that, I send out a newsletter every trading day talking about the trades I make. I'll send out little content recommendations and just update you guys on what I'm thinking in the market and what I'm doing in my own portfolio. Okay, so check that out if you're interested at all. And we'll call it there, you guys. Also, drop a comment. Let me know if you guys are invested in Tesla, Nio, or Nikola. Let me know if you're offended by me calling Tesla a cult stock. So as long as it's constructive criticism, please feel free to criticize. But we'll call it there, guys. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.